I just remembered that today is the premiere for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, bravo, what have you been doing? I didn't hear anything about it. I just only remembered it because I was on somebody who reviews this show as well. I was on their page and they said something about it. I haven't seen anything on Twitter or what, but you know what? I'm in a whole different review. Anyway, I just realized that, so I set my DVR. If you're interested in that show, I will be reviewing that. I'm going to start reviewing it the next day just because I got a lot of stuff to do tonight. But if you are interested in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it's coming. I am going to do Jersey. No, Jersey has been boring. I'm going to keep up with Atlanta, but it's just, please, Beverly Hills, give me something anyway. Let's talk about Colton, who was heavy with the chop hand today. Like, he was getting rid of everybody. Unprovoked. You know what I mean? Like, he was cutting people and I was just like, I didn't see this happening. Oh, and I talked about this in my live, but I did want to clear it up for a couple of people who may not have been on there. Some people thought that when I was talking about Tay and Cassie, I was saying that they are far too experienced sexually for their relationships with Colton to work. And maybe I was saying that they have like a lot of bodies. You know what I mean? If they do or they don't, it doesn't matter, right? I wasn't saying that though. So I do want to clarify that. I wasn't saying that, you know, Cassie is hypersexualized or something like that, or Tay either. I wasn't saying that. What I was saying is that I just feel like they've experienced so much in life. It would be awkward to be with a partner who is just not experienced sexually, but experienced in life in general. Colton is, in my opinion, where Heather is. It's just a little bit more, but they are just in the same kind of space. Cassie and Tay and even Hannah, I'm gonna just call her Skipper. That's the only name that works for me. Even her, they all seem to just be a little bit more advanced for him. And that's what he likes. He wants an experienced woman, but dude, does an experienced woman want you? So I was longing for Blake this episode. Colton is boring. He has just, I think it's because, and not boring as a person. I don't want, you know, him to watch this and think because one of the shows that I review, somebody from the cast watched my review and was not happy. Guys, I'm just talking about your performance on a TV show. I don't know you in person. You know what I mean? Like, no shade. I'm just talking about this character that you're playing. I am very aware that this is being edited to look a certain way. I'm just commenting as a viewer, as a fan, period. I'm not holding nothing against you as a person. I don't even think that this is who you are in your real life. As somebody who has not only worked in reality TV, I do have a very close associate, my sister, I'm just gonna say it. My older sister is a reality TV show producer. So I know everything. I know how everything breaks down. Not the ins and outs with this show, but I just know how they're created. I know the manipulation. I know all of that. So that's why I feel comfortable talking about it, because I don't believe that a lot of this stuff is real. I'm just getting caught up in the moment and having a good time. So Colton, baby, if you're watching, I'm not saying you as a person, right? On this show, as the lead character, you were boring to me this episode. And I've just become very bored with Colton, and I've been missing Blake. I just feel like he would have given us a better show. And maybe I'm still just Team Blake. It is what it is. But I was longing for him, especially on Colton's date with Kerper, which we will get to later. But it was just like, I felt like Blake would have did better in this situation. But to be quite honest with you, Kerper wasn't giving Colton anything. So if he would have done better, I don't know. So this episode opens up with Colton on the beach in church shoes, like just contemplating what he's going to do with Anya and Nicole. And I'm like, dude, just get it over with. We all know that you're cutting them. There's no way that you could keep Anya or Nicole. You got to get rid of the both of them. So he walks back. All of the ladies are watching like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. He's walking back and forth, and Chris comes to get him. It's just like, are you all right? Chris, in his church shoes as well, is looking at Colton like, are you all right? And Colton's just like, it's a lot. And I'm like, get it over with, please. We all know that they have to go. Then we cut to Anya, who is like pissed now. And she walks over to the girls and she's just like, wait, guys, can you just let me know if I bullied any of you? Because Nicole said that I've been bullying everybody in the house, and I just want to know. And all the girls are like, no, oh my goodness, no. First of all, sis, how you walked in. Do you think anybody else but Tay-Tay is going to tell you the truth if they did feel like you bullied them? So all the girls are denying it. Then Nicole comes in, she's just like, no, I said that you bullied me. She starts to cry again, and I'm like, baby, you got to toughen up. Life is not easy, especially for women. You got to toughen up. So she starts crying or whatever, and then like Anya doesn't give a damn, because while Nicole is crying, she's like, no, what did you say? You better say the right thing. You said, like, she was on her. Anya did not care that Nicole was crying, that the girls were terrified. She was like, oh no, what did you say about me? Let them all know. I want to hear it. Say what you said. And I'm just like, you both are going home. There's no way he has to keep, like, no way. They've created such a space now where the show is uncomfortable. So they have to go. I do feel bad in a way for Nicole, because I think she was trying to go after Anya the way Anya went after her, and she doesn't have it in her. So she went to go after Anya, and she was so sloppy about it. If she would have just played her cards and been a little slick and just been like, you know, Anya has really said some things, and, she has really been uncomfortable. She's made the house uncomfortable, and she's probably saying these things about me to you because I have been someone who has addressed that and asked her to not do it, because we just want to have a good time. We want to have peace in this home while we're on this journey of love to find your heart, King. So if you could please remove her so we can have a damn good time. Like, there were ways to go about it, but I just felt like Nicole was sloppy. So she had to be a casualty, unfortunately. Like, she didn't play her cards enough where it would have been smart for Colton to keep her. So we cut to the rose ceremony, and Colton sends home Nicole and Anya, and I'm like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately for Nicole, she got wrapped up in some mess, and she didn't know how to get herself out of it. But Anya, you did this to yourself. You know what I mean? If you would have never told that lie on Nicole, they probably would have saved your messy behind for at least 2 more episodes. But you were just so messy and sloppy with your lie. I don't know why you even said anything to anybody. You know what I mean? If you were lying, why go and say it to the girls? She just played this game so sloppy, and she was so messy for no reason from the beginning when she got on the show. It was just cringeworthy, So, girl, you made your bed, lie in it. Bye to Nicole and Anya. So, Skipper gets the first one-on-one date, and this date, guys, he was all over her. Like, he was pursuing her. This took me out, because I'm like, this is the first date that I've ever seen him pursue anyone. Like, I feel like with him and Cassie, it was kind of mutual. Same thing with him and Miss North Kakalaki. Same thing with him and Elise. Same thing with him and Tay-Tay. He was pursuing the hell out of Skipper. And I was like, wow. This took me back to Rachel when she was on Nick Val, the Val Files, his podcast on YouTube. He had Rachel on, and Rachel was just like, she wanted to leave like a couple episodes in, because all of the women knew who Nick was going to pick. So she felt like she was wasting her time, because she knew when she saw them together, she knew. And I was just like, is this how the other women in the house feel about Colton and Skipper? Because I'm watching him with her, and I'm like, I've never seen him like this with any other woman in the house. And then homeboy says to the camera, I think I'm falling in love with her. Has he said that about anybody else? Is this the first person that he said that he's falling in love with? Has she even said that about him? Child. Oh, she got him. Girl, what you do? What you do? Because the way y'all was making out, and wait a minute. I just thought about it. Did y'all hear when he said he wants to eat her sushi? He probably already did. Can we be real? Can we be real? The way he was hugging up and kissing on her when they were on the bed, and then this date, they were so familiar with each other. I'm just like, oh, y'all done did something. Y'all done did just enough for him to keep his virgin status, because Nick Val, I watched that podcast. He was telling us everything. He was letting you know that there are ways to have sex on The Bachelor, especially when they're on those away dates. The camera films only but so much. Then they pack up and they head out, and they go home and they rest up until the next shoot. So there is downtime. And I honestly believe that because all shows are like that. So there is time to knock some boots. And he might not have knocked boots, but he ate some sushi. Yes, he did. He keeps on telling her that she reminds him of home. What does that mean? He never explains it. He just says, you remind me of home, and he makes out with her. And I'm just like, to a woman that you're dating, you keep on telling me that I remind you of home. I'm thinking about your mom. Like, does she remind you of your mother? I hope not, because you eat your mama's sushi. No, sorry. You know what? Even if it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, Nikki, no. But I don't know what it is. Like, what about her reminds him of home? He never specifies. So it's just like, are you saying hometown? Are you saying your physical home? Does she have a similar smell to like your living room? What is it? What is it about home that is so familiar to you? And this is the thing. I know when I was saying it, it was weird, but I'm thinking maybe she does remind him of his mother. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the attraction. Maybe that's not that he's attracted to his mom, but he's attracted to that comfort. Because men, after they exit the womb, straight men, after they exit the womb, spend the majority of their life trying to get back into the womb, right? So I'm thinking that maybe Skipper does remind him of his mom, and he sees her as a place of comfort, a place of home. And that's probably why he wants to enter her womb, because he wants to go back home. Bam! If you talk it out long enough, you'll get to a conclusion. And can we just talk about how this date was just really simple? They're doing this like couple spa thing or whatever. They're making out in the mud. He's saying he wants to eat her sushi. Then they're making out again in a different part of this spa. Then they go to dinner. She's like, my parents are divorced. And he goes to the cameras. I think I'm falling in love with her. What the hell does she give you to make you come to this conclusion? I'm so confused by how he got here with her, which is why I think he'd had some of her sushi. The whole damn roll. Skipper, what you do to his sushi roll? Let me stop. Let's move on. But I'm probably right. I'm telling you, it's going to come out. It is going to come out later. Watch. I'm the Bachelor Whisperer, guys. I know what I'm talking about. Speaking of me being the Bachelor Whisperer, let's talk about the group date, where we get an opening shot of Colton very stiffly doing these like fight action moves. And I'm like, here it is. This is his audition tape. He's sending this, after this show has been done, he took this one little part and sent it right to Hulu and sent it right to Netflix and probably The Young and the Restless. Let me tell you something. This is where he's trying to go. And when he shows up on some action star movie or whatever, where he's saving a white child from terrorists, do not come to me and say, Nikki, guess what? Because you know what I'm going to say? I told you. I got the gift. Let's get into these fights. Heather, please do not ever in your life get into a confrontation with anyone. You don't know how to fight, girl. You need to just be sweet and kind your whole life. Even if you have a disagreement with someone, keep it to your damn self, because you can't defend yourself. Did you guys see Heather in this fight? It was I was like, what? I have to turn my TV down. She was just like screaming and hopping and jumping around. Was so alarming. I was like, you've never had to defend yourself physically? At some moment, like, you got to be ready, ladies. Like, you got to be ready to defend yourself. Like, you got to have some life skills. Sis, you got to move to New York City. You have to move to New York City. If you don't want to go to any of the questionable boroughs, then maybe you need to try Nolita. It's still kind of ritzy, but a little bit ghetto. And you need that mixture. You need that because you need to learn how to walk down the street, clenching your purse, not making eye contact with any man. You know what I mean? Like, all women learn this. You know what I mean? All women know when you walk to the car, you got to have your keys ready. As soon as you get in the car, don't even worry about putting on the seatbelt, baby. Start that car and get it running. Put your seatbelt on as you drive, because men are crazy. Heather, you got to learn how to take care of yourself. And let's just skip right to Demi and Katie. Demi, you got all that bark and no bite. You cannot have a mouth like that and you don't know how to fight. Do you carry a weapon? Are you licensed to carry? You have to carry something because your mouth is too slick for you not to be able to defend yourself. Ladies, I'm shocked. I am so shocked, especially in 2019. Women, you got to learn how to fight. You have to learn how to fight. Y'all not in no Krav Maga classes? Like, oh no. Maybe it's because I grew up in cities. But I just have all of these survival instincts in me. Like, I know how to defend myself. You know what I mean? Even if the killer get me, I know to get his DNA under my nails so they can find him. Make sure you get a follicle or something. If you feel like you're in this and you might not make it out, get some evidence. Punch him in the head. Scratch his arms. Get that DNA under your hands and I can't believe I'm giving you this advice. But listen, what the streets didn't teach me, the ID channel did. Stay woke. However, I know Demi had a lot on her mind, but Katie was giving Demi some sick body shots. It was hurting me. Like, she just kept on going after that girl's spleen. And I'm like, Katie, you see that Demi is not going to win this. You see that she is losing this battle. Why are you not holding back? Katie was like, bow, 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 like right to the body. And poor Demi was like, Katie didn't care. Katie did not care. Can I also just say, while Demi was getting her spleen bust by Katie, Colton never decided to step in. He just let it go on and was shocked and then talked about in the confessional how he was shocked and how it was hard to watch. And you didn't think to stop it? See, ladies, he's not ready, right? He doesn't have the wherewithal. Any dude who has been with women, who have two women fighting over him, would go in and be like, oh no, come on, stop this. No, don't fight, ladies. You know, like really cutely and, you know, and all his machismo, break it up or something. He didn't have that instinct to go in and stop this massacre. Let's talk about Katie. I told you guys 2 episodes ago, something up with her. I think Katie checked out. I think she checked out, and I was concerned about that. And I even talked about it in the review because I'm just like, what is he giving off that Katie, who was so hot for him, has cooled all the way off? Remember I told you when he went in to kiss her and there was like, she turned her head or whatever, and it was awkward, but he didn't catch it. He didn't catch it, but I saw Katie's face and she was just like, she's not there. Like, she's not attracted to him for some reason. And then when she sits down with Colton, she's trying to tell him that she wants to be here. He doesn't believe it, and neither do I. Girl, you have checked out for whatever reason. You were just not turned on by him. And I think that Colton was feeling that because they just cooled off for me. Like, it was very visible that these two, whatever fire they had, has been put out. Let's talk about Colton and Hannah Beast. I was watching them too this entire episode, and just their scenes. I was looking at them and I said to myself, you know what, these two, they are such adorable siblings. Siblings. All of their scenes are so like platonic and pure. I see nothing from the both. There is nothing there. There is nothing. They're just really good brother and sister. And it's so weird because Cassie was his sister in another life, but he just loves everything about her, especially her butt. But Hannah Beast, little sister. Oh, then we get to Sydney, who sits down with Colton, and the whole time with the lady, she's stressing out. This is what I think. If you're planning on coming on this show, watch the previous seasons. 2 things you don't do. Complain about the fact that you're falling for someone and he or she is spending a lot of time with other people. That's the damn show. Also, do not let women who you are competing with know that you are struggling in this competition. They're not going to help you. Sydney and Courtney did the same thing. She's sitting with the ladies and she's telling them all the issues that she's having, and she's trying to like get help from them. And I'm like, sis, that's not going to happen. You are competition. They are not going to tell you what to do. They're going to get the fake, oh girl, it's okay. It's fine. You'll get through this. Or maybe you should just leave if you're not feeling well, you know? It's different for everybody. That's what you're going to get. Stop having a meltdown in front of your competition, right? So anyway, she's talking to the ladies about it. Then she finally sits down with Colton and she's just like, basically, do you want me or not? Because if you don't want me, then I'm gonna just leave. And she ends up just finally leaving because she realizes that she is not at the same place that Colton is with other women. And it takes me back to Rachel's interview on the Bow Files. And this is not an ad for him. I feel like I'm mentioning him a lot, okay? He has not mentioned me once. We got the same views. They woke. Rachel was saying the same thing. And I feel like the women know who he's going to choose. So they're just checked out at this point. And I think that Sydney knew that she was probably going to be one of the women who goes home. So she decided to be like, you know what? I'm not going to let you cut me. I'm going to cut my damn self. I'm going to take power over this situation and I'm going to leave on my own terms. And I think she made the right choice because Colton was not broken up about it. It was not an Elise moment. He was like, okay, I understand. Oh, you know, with Elise, he went full toddler. With Sydney, he was like, all right, buddy, see you on the other side. She knew. She did the best thing for her. Here is where I think Demi messed up. When she had her mom call in for her date or her time with Colton. Let's talk about that first. I didn't like it, Demi. I didn't like it. And I didn't like that the show, and we know the show was messy, right? But it made me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because I honestly believe that they're exploiting this girl's issue with her mom or what she's going through with her mom. And they exploit everything, right? I just was like, I don't know. I think they just punched down too low for me. You know, they get messy and I'm just like, this is not right. But this, I was like, no, because this is the thing. You can't call a prison and just ask to speak to a prisoner. This call was scheduled. So the network had to call the prison to say, can we speak to this person at this time? Because normally a prisoner will schedule a time to call when they are allowed the time. If somebody like a network says, hey, we're doing a show, can we do this? Can we call it this time? They allow that to happen because money, we're capitalists. So anyway, they have to schedule that call. So to have her mom call in and she's from prison and they're talking about prison the whole time. And then Demi starts crying about her mom being in prison. I don't know. I just didn't like it. It didn't feel right to me. How did you guys feel about that moment? Because I'm like, Demi, you know, I get that you had to tell these people everything about you, but I wish you would have been a little bit more apprehensive about putting your mom out there like that. Anyway, I think that this is where Colton was just like, this is not going to work because it was uncomfortable for him. I think he handled it in the best way that he possibly could. Like, he did not let her know that this was awkward, although it was. It was very awkward. They're not there yet in this space for you to call your mom from prison and y'all start talking to her, especially when your mother is like an embezzler. Like, mom is a top level scammer, okay? But when you go to prison for scamming, you done some fraud, right? So even though Colton is the scam king, this was a lot for him. This was a lot because it was a lot for me as a viewer to watch. And I just was like, girl, you opening up too much for reality TV. Don't give them everything because they don't care nothing about you, girl. You are just a storyline. Play the game smart. Give them just enough, but keep your respect and your morals because they will chew you up and spit you out and still get a coin off of you. But I think that this is where Colton was just like, we're not going to work. I think in his mind, something clicked in that moment where I guess it was just like overshare and he was done. He was checked out. Then we get to Colton and Kirpa's one-on-one date. What? This date was so awkward, so uneventful. Kirpa couldn't even act like she was interested in Colton. And I felt bad for Colton. This is the first time I felt bad for him. Yeah. I felt bad for him because I'm just like, I feel like he's doing so much to get this woman interested in him and he's not getting anything back. And then in his confessionals, he's talking about how they're having such a good time. And I'm like, you two are so weird. Like, even when they're touching each other, it's just like, there's apprehension on Kirpa's end. Like, she's just, what, Colton? Somebody gotta like give me the tea. What is going on? He is too tall, too fine, too hard bodied for all of these girls to be like, no. Like, he's not getting nobody's reproductive system up in a tizzy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Something is up because Kerpa was checked out. Checked out. Even when she was talking to him about her dude that she dated for 8 years. She's 26. What? Anyway, she never even gave him a clear explanation as to why it didn't work. She was all over the place with it. He still accepted it and gave her the first date rose, the date rose or whatever. And I was like, how? How did you come to this conclusion? I thought he was going to send her home. It made the most sense because there was nothing there. But he gave her the date rose. And then they had this awkward kiss. I'm like, what? The only reason I could think of with him keeping Kerpa is because something is going to happen with her later in the season where it's going to be some good TV. That's the only thing. In my opinion, this was a producer pick because nothing in that date convinced me that these two had any kind of chemistry and that Kerpa needed to stay here to see where this goes. Nothing convinced me in that date. What did you guys think about that? Because there was nothing there for me. How'd you guys feel about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, let's talk about Demi. Girl. My heart broke. I felt so bad for messy little Demi. So Demi is, first of all, putting on lipstick for like a whole hour. They kept on cutting back to her, putting on lipstick, and I knew they weren't using the same clip because her hair was different at every time. And I'm like, how long are you putting on this pink matte lip? Anyway, she's putting on her best makeup and her best outfit, fresh out of Justice. She has on her little preteen ensemble, and she walks right over to Colton's little bungalow. And he opens the door like a big freaking brother. The way he looked at her, I said, Demi, walk away. Something has changed. Something in him was visibly different from the last time they had their little one-on-one. And I'm like, girl, something is going on with him. He was happy to see her, but the way he greeted her was like a big brother seeing his little sister for the first time. After being away at college for a semester, big brother Colton opens up the door to greet his little sister, Demi. That's what it looked like. And I felt so bad for her because I was just like, girl, this is not going to go well for you. He was different, right? So anyway, she sits down and she's trying to be all sexy. Colton, you listened to my mom in prison. So I just want to let you know, I'm falling in love with you. And Colton was like, oh, really? I'm not there. And because you said that to me, that lets me know that we can't get to where we need to get to. So can I walk you out? Her face, poor girl was just crushed. And I felt so bad because none of us expected it. I thought at least he was going to let her get to the rose ceremony and just cut her. But the fact that he was just like, listen, we not on the same page. So you can go. Maybe he learned from Sydney and Elise. Maybe he was like, you know what? These girls are cutting me with the quickness. I'm going to cut them too. He cut her right then and there. Didn't even walk her back, guys. You know, he normally walks people to, the car or whatever, or walks her back to the bungalow. No. Demi walked back to the bungalow by herself and was just like, I'm leaving. And I love how the girls were like, oh, knowing good and well, they were so happy that somebody else was leaving. Oh my goodness. I felt so bad for her. I know Demi is messy. I know she has gotten on to some of y'all nerves, but I felt bad. I felt like the way he cut her, whoo, was swift. It was kind. It was swift, but it still hurt. It still hurt. Even after all of this, Colton still decides that somebody still needs to go. So they do have a final rose. They do have a rose ceremony, and he cuts Katie. I wasn't surprised by it. She was. I was like, girl, you were trying to muster up some tears of affection, saying that you wanted to stay. He didn't believe it. Neither did I. You didn't believe it, okay? You know how you can fix that? Because I know you said that you were here for dancing, but we saw the video, the clip of you dancing earlier in the season, and we know that's a damn lie. You're here for acting, right? Check out the Stellar Adler Theater. I think that will fit you perfectly. I think there's one in Santa Monica or Hollywood, or maybe it's in Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard. I don't know, girl. Look it up. You will benefit from their emotional work. That's where you would really get the work that you need, because you were struggling to give that boy a tear to let him know that you wanted to stay. And even turning away, trying to get a tear, did not work. So he cuts her. She didn't really feel like him. He wants to be a gentleman with big body. So he opens up his jacket and he tries to walk around to protect her from the rain. She's like, don't touch me. There's women in there that are not here for you. And I'm like, who else? Who else is there that is not here for him? So, baby, let's talk about this clip. So after Colton cuts Katie or whatever, he goes through this like emotional thing like, she says that there are women who aren't here for me. Sydney is saying if every woman that is left is saying that there are women here who are not here for me and I don't know what to do. Am I not seeing something? What's going on, Chris Harrison? Give me the work, brother. I see what you're doing. Anyway, so he's going through all of this and then we cut to, oh no, we don't cut to the clip. We have to talk about this moment. He goes back up to the ladies. I don't have my cup, but he's so like lackluster with this. He's like, all right, another one, we made it. And he just leaves them. Has the Bachelor or the Bachelorette ever left a rose ceremony? Like, he just like was like, yeah, we're here another day. These are the ones that made it. All right, I'm out. And he just walks away. And the women are sitting there like, another day in Thailand or Vietnam, wherever they're at. And I'm like, that was weird. I've never seen that on these shows. And maybe it's happened and I missed it. But that was, I don't know, that was something that I noticed right away because he just walked away and left them there. Normally it ends with them all cheering and then we get the preview for what's to come. That didn't happen. Then we get the preview and baby, next week is the fence. I cannot wait. I don't even know how he got over that fence. I just know that it's hot. Every time I see it, it's a turn on. I just said that and I'm like, I'm turned on by him jumping over a fence. Women who are in his presence 24/7 are turned off. What are we missing? What are we missing? I feel like Colton in his season. I'm missing something. I'm not seeing it. Anyway, so there is one or two women left on this show who are playing Colton. They are not here for the right reasons. All of the women know it. Every woman that gets eliminated tells him this. And it's just, something is going to happen next week because we see Cassie in a limo. And I don't know if she's getting cut or if she's cutting herself. Hannah B meets his parents. I don't know if that's a hometown. Colton jumps the fence. But then right before this episode ended, Tay was just like, Colton wants us to spill some tea because there is a woman in here or somebody in here who is not here for the right reasons. And then she's talking to another girl and she's just like, should we tell him? Should we, because I want it to be me and you at the end. So should we tell him? And I don't like this, Tay. If you're going to go messy, I can't side with you on this one because I want you to be the Bachelorette. We don't like messy bachelorettes. It didn't work for Tia and it won't work for you. So I hope that you are not going to be the messy one and expose who the scamming heifer is. Mind your business. Mind your business. If there's another woman on this show scamming, let her secure the bag. But in saying that, I realize that, you know what? You don't want nobody scamming out of your bag that you're scamming to get. So it's just scamming going all the way around. Anyway, something is going on. And I don't know if Cassie is the one. I'm suspecting that it's either Cassie or Kerper or the both. I think that Kerper is still probably in a relationship with the dude from 8 years or whatever that she was dating. I'm thinking she's probably still messing with him. And I'm thinking that Cassie is going to get exposed for filming the show younger. That's what I think is going to happen. So maybe she is getting cut for being on that show. I don't know. What do you guys think is going to happen next week aside from the fence? What is the drama that is going to happen in next week's episode? Let me know in the comments section below. And before we wrap up, family, Mother is trying to build her studio. I am in desperate need. Not desperate. I ain't even going to be like that. But it would really help me out a lot if I can get a better computer. I have a laptop right now that is very old and it just makes this process, it just makes it a lot longer than it has to be if I have updated equipment to do so. So I would love your contribution if you all could help me get a computer so that I can be able to do my editing, a newer computer, so I can be able to do my editing and just give you more quality on this here network. Yes, girl, speaking into existence on this here YouTube show, just because my abilities are very limited because of how outdated my equipment is. I'm doing everything on my phone and it's good, right? But I can give you great, and I want to be able to do that. And to be quite honest with you, yes, I am a working actress, but I'm not Jennifer Aniston, okay? I'm a working actress, and I'm not even middle class yet, okay? So real talk, I would not be asking you guys if I could go out and do it tomorrow. I can't, not yet. This is pilot season. So mother is trying to get on a network TV show. And if I get on a network TV show, you will see the changes in this channel that needs to happen immediately. But for right now, mama needs your support. So if you all could, I'm going to put my Cash App and my Venmo in the description section. And also, if you guys have anything that you want me to review, I'm going to put my P.O Box down there as well. Send me if you want me to review something, and I'll check it out, because I know a lot of you are business owners as well. And a lot of you have your own YouTube channels, and a lot of you have your own productions and things that you're doing. Let a sister know. Let a sister know. And I will definitely check it out and review it for you guys. So just if you want to send that to me as well, my P.O Box will be down there. My Cash App and my Venmo are down there for Venmo John. I'm supporting you, brother. For anybody who would like to help NikkiStar get a computer so that she can just make this process a lot quicker for her, please. Because I want to get this stuff up to you right away. It just takes so long because I'm doing it on my measly little iPhone. I'm not going to say measly. It's a blessing to have an iPhone, but you know, I'll pay for that sucker. If you can, if you want to, and if you enjoy what I do here, I would really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by NikkiStar TV. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Get those likes up so YouTube can share my work on their platform. I would appreciate that as well. And I will see you not next week, but later in the week for Batch Chat. I have a show and a class that I have to attend. And after that, I'll do Batch Chat because we have a lot to talk about, guys. Baby Becca is no longer a baby. She's a mama. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about some mess going on in Bachelor Nation and just some, update on Rachel's wedding. A lot of stuff has happened and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. So look out for that. I got a bunch of stuff coming. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There's a lot of stuff happening on NikkiStar TV. And with your donation, it could happen a lot quicker. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye.